Hi, I'm Jordan Modiano. I am the owner of Express Employment Professionals. We've got a location in Albany, one in Saratoga. Simply put, we help good people find good jobs. We help companies find good people. We make it easy and we take the stress and anxiety out of looking for a job and out of interviewing and hiring people away from companies and people. So we make great differences in our clients and our associates. So the associates are the people who work for us, and the difference we make in their lives is we help them find jobs. And for every one job we find, we impact 2 to 2.5 different people. And for the companies, well, the companies get to focus on the things that are important to them, and we do the staffing and the recruiting for them. We have a company years ago, and this is our biggest success story. He was actually able to sell his company for a lot of money. And when he sold it, he called us and he wrote me a beautiful letter that said, basically, we couldn't have done this without your help and without you finding the people so we can do the job. If there was something I wanted people to know about our business that they don't know, it's hard. The hardest part is staying motivated. So we deal with people, and people are the most challenging, most unpredictable product there is. And I hate to say it's a product, but our business is helping people find jobs, helping companies find people. And as any business owner knows, stuff happens in people's lives, and we get held accountable for what happens in somebody's life. So if somebody's starting a new job and they have a death in the family, it's suddenly our fault, like we've caused it. And that becomes challenging. We do our best to communicate with everybody and keep everybody on the same playing field. People ask me all the time, is it just Express Employment Professionals? What else do you do? And that becomes a loaded question. So I've got a daughter with autism. She's 14 years old. She's my hero. And as a hobby, I race cars. So I raced the Autism Awareness car, and that turned into raising money for autism, and that turned into starting a not-for-profit. So we started a not-for-profit called Races for Autism. And oh, by the way, I do leadership training and public speaking. So there's so much that I do, and it's all about impacting the community, which I think is why Express Employment Professionals fits so well with what I do and who I am as a person. What gets me most excited and most motivated to start my day is we get to change people's lives. We actually make an impact. The things we do every single day make a difference in somebody's life, whether it's the person we help find a job, whether it's that person's spouse or their kids, or the company who can focus on what they need to do while we're finding the people they need work. So what I love about my work, and it exemplifies who I am, and I want to make an impact in the world. I actually have something in my office that says change the world for one person at a time. And the best way I can describe it is share a story. I like to meet the associates who we work with and we place out to work. And this goes back probably 7 years ago. It was a Friday afternoon, and this guy comes in to pick up his check, and he comes in every Friday afternoon to pick up his check. He's got a Spanish accent, so he's of Spanish descent. And he rides his bicycle to our office to pick up his check and at the same time drop off his time card. And most days I get out of my office and I go talk to him, as I do most people. And I'm talking to him this one particular day, and I'm like, can I ask you a question? Why do you come here every Friday to do this? You do not have to come here to pick up your check. We can give you a direct deposit. We can give you a bank card. We can do so many other things for you. You don't have to ride your bike here, and you don't have to bring us your time card. You can send it to us. You could text it to your supervisor, can fax it or email it. Do it. And I'll never forget, he shakes my hand. He brings me in really close and looks me in the face, and he says, I come for you, Mr. Jordan. I'm like, for me? What are you coming here for me for? And he said, you're a big, important man. I'm not. I don't believe I am. But he says, you're a big, important man, and you get out of your office and you come and talk to me, and I know that I matter. And I will never forget that. I will never forget his name. I'm not going to share his name, but he walked out of the office, and I turned to Nicole, my front office person at the time, and I said, who was that? And she told me his name. I grabbed the rest of my staff and I said, guys, you're the ones who are doing the interview. You're the ones who are placing these people to work. If I'm having that impact on this guy, imagine what you're having. That's why we do what we do. When I think of the coolest thing I've achieved, and my life and my work, it all ties together. And I'm going to have to go with my daughter. So my daughter's 14 years old. She has autism. There are things in her life that those of us take for granted and become extremely challenging. And my wife and I and friends and family, we've helped her and we've coached her. And one of my passions is racing cars, and I raise money and I do some big races to raise money for autism. And for the last 3 years, she's been the starter of the race. So when you take somebody who has autism and you put them in an environment that is completely loud and chaotic with bright lights and people, and they struggle with overstimulation, and she manages to get through it and do what she needs to do, that's my biggest success. I'm a really big fan of quotes. I like motivational quotes. I like motivational books and motivational stories. I share a lot of them, but I think the one that inspires me most, and I might not have it verbatim, but it goes something like this: motivational quotes don't work unless you do. If you keep people's best interests at the core of what you're doing, you'll never go wrong.